All right, guys, we got a 2004 Dodge 5.9 Cummins. It's got the 48 RE in it. This transmission is bypassing second gear. It wants to go straight from first to third. That's if you get on it. If you don't get on it, it don't want to shift at all. It just wants to hang in low gear. Hooked it up on scan tool, no codes. But another problem the customer said they're having is every now and then their dash is off where it lights up for your parental switch, and they also said sometimes it doesn't want to hold in park. So I'm thinking that maybe the band strut is giving them an issue. We went through this transmission about 8 years ago. We upgraded the band struts on this transmission. We upgraded the whole transmission, and it's done really well. It's a powerful truck, and it's got a good transmission in it, but something's happened here, and we're going to get to the bottom of it, find out what's going on, and I'm going to share it with you what's going on. So let's take this thing down the road. I'm going to show you how it's acting when we're driving it. Put the seatbelt on here. All right, see, we've got a good reverse. Reverse is working fine. No complaints about that. When we go to drive, low engagement's good. But when you're driving it, it just doesn't want to shift. Feel that power, man. That Cummins is something else. Let off this thing, and boom, it goes to third. Now, a lot of people would think that they're in second because that's not too extreme, but watch what happens when I pull down to second. This girl that drives this, she knows the difference. She drives this truck all the time, and she knows what it's supposed to do, so she's had it for a long time. You see there, I have no second gear when I manually pull it down to second. Pull it down to low, it engages again, run it out. Man, this thing has got the power. Right back out to third, right out to fourth, and you see what it's doing there. It just doesn't have no second gear. We're going to pull the pan off of this thing. We're going to find out. Like I said, when we built this 8 years ago, we did all kinds of improvements. I mean, we've got hardened shafts. We went through it. It's got everything. But something's happened here, and we're going to find out what it is. So stick with me. Okay, got the pan off of this big Dodge, and here's what we found in the pan. Now, I don't have the other band strut that goes on the other side. Haven't located it yet. I'm pretty sure it's on the top of the valve body. But we ran into a problem. The band apply that comes across from your servo comes across and is hooked into this pin. It has snapped it. I'm sure it's laying on top of the valve body, but we got to pull the transmission out at this point because this pin's got to come out through the valve body, or through the bell housing. So when we get the valve body off of it, get the transmission out and get the valve body off of it, then I'll show you what's going on, how to replace that, and put that pin back in there. Okay, so we got the transmission out of it, 48 RE. The band apply was broke. I had him to order this. He likes to order his own parts, so I had him to order this. It had snapped the old one off right like this and just let it pop right off there. We got both pieces out of there, so we know we got it all out. And he brought me the new one. I'm going to show you how to put this in the transmission. I'm going to show you how to adjust the band and put the valve body back on it. So let's get started. Cody, come right around here. I want to show how to get that rod out of there. Right inside the bell housing, you'll see that plug right there. That's just a 1/4 inch drive is what that is. So I just use that extension. All right, there's the plug. And what you do is just slide that rod back like that. put your ply right in there, shove the pin back through, and put the plug back in. Like I said, guys, this truck runs a lot of horsepower. We built this transmission to withstand that 600 horsepower that he wanted to put on it. So you'll see the band. It's a heavy-duty band in there. The band struts are all heavy, and we'll hope that this takes care of everything from now on. So anyway, let's get this adjusted. Just put your band of ply in there. Stop. All right, so I got my band strut on one side, putting the band strut on the other. We're going to run this adjustment down. The end of that adjustment is a Torx 40, and you just run it down like this. You have a locking nut right here, and just run it down. Now it calls for like running this down to about 60 inch-pounds, then backing it off right around 2.5 turns. That's not always an adjustment that I like. So what I do is when I run that down, when I adjust it, I just back it off, and I reach over here and feel this right here. You see that 1/4 inch play? And that's about what I want, as a 1/4 inch play. I don't like that 1/2 inch play in that thing. A 1/4 inch to 3/8 is good for me. So I've been adjusting them that way for years, and that's just where I like them at. I have adjusted these out 2.5, and then the original ply would fly out of there, so it's just a little bit loose. But I've talked to other people, and they've had good luck with it. Me, I like to go about a 1/4 to 3/8 on that. I'll show you something else too once I get this locked into place here. I can't see very good, and that's okay. So we got that locked in. The adjustment you see there, I always reach in there and grab the shaft, turn it, make sure that there's no binding and nothing, and then I pull that, make sure that I still have that 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch on that adjustment, on that apply. Everything's good and loose, ain't gonna be no binding up. And so let's move on to the valve body. This valve body is tricky. You're gonna go to stick this valve body in there. It's really tricky because you've got to line up your parking rod, and you'll have to kind of multitask here to get this valve body lined up. So another thing I'm going to show you on this seal, you don't want to, you want to make sure that you don't bind the seal up and get it flipped out, because it will leak on you if you do that. But anyway, let's slide this valve body down in there. You just slide that rod right down in through there, and this is where it will get a little jerky. You see I cannot believe that it went right in. It did, it went right in. Guys, they don't usually go in that easy, I can tell you. One thing you'll want to do is pull out your neutral switch here. It sits right in here, and it has 2 Torx. It has 2 Torx 25 screws holding it in. So you'll want to pull it out, and because if not, you're going to have to hold that in while you get the valve body down in there. So it's best to pull that out. I've seen people have that in there. They try to slide the valve body down in, and they break this plastic off, and then their neutral safety switch on their light up on their dash will just be all over the place. It'll be jumping around. So we're going to put the bolts in the valve body. These boats are, I think the torque specs on them are 100 inch-pounds, and I've been doing it too long, guys. I don't torque these with a torque wrench either. So, but you'll want to torque them with a torque wrench. If you're out and laying underneath your truck and you're trying to do this job, and you ain't got a torque wrench, just best thing to do is just go around and torque them all down, and then come back and just kind of hit them a little bit to make sure that if you've got a ratchet, you know, you may want to be careful with that, because it's hard to judge with a ratchet. I use these, and it's hard to put a whole lot of pressure with one of these, and I've been using them way too long. I've been using these things for 30 years, and I tell you, I have checked my torque with them, and it's unbelievable how close I am on torque specs whenever it comes to these things. So, but anyway, that's how you do it. I'm gonna get the I'm gonna spin this around. And this seal right here, you'll just want to make sure that lip didn't roll up on you when you put that down in there. I put a little bit of assembly goo on it and slid it down in there, and it went really smooth. Once you get it in there, what you'll want to do, once you get your valve body in there, because it is possible for the valve body to go in there and your parking rod not to line up the way it's supposed to. So what you'll want to do is put it on there and try to move your parking rod in and out, and actually grab the end of the transmission shaft and make sure that it's going in park and it is releasing. So so that's all you have to do there. Finish tightening your valve body bolts up, put your pan back on it, and this thing will be ready to crank out. Hang on a minute, we're going to take this thing for a test drive when we get it back in there, and show you what we've done. Alright guys, we got the band struts all back on where they're supposed to go. Everything good, got the transmission back in it, filled up with fluid. We're going to take it down the road and see what we got there. Let me get this started up, put my seatbelt on. So before, whenever we, our indicator was all messed up, I told you that it didn't want to go to park sometimes, and all that is taken care of. So we are gonna go down the road here a little piece. I'm gonna show you how this thing is supposed to shift and how it's supposed to work when that band strut's on there. So here we go. Yeah, we got a good second now. Before, pull it down in a second, we'd go to neutral. But as you can see, we got plenty of second gear. Everything's good to go. We're gonna send this truck home, and I hope this video helps you. Please subscribe to our channel. We'd like to keep bringing videos to you, so please subscribe.